before we rush them, let's get a little, like 200. Let's get like 200. All right, let's get going. Up there, they're up there. Oh, I can. This team is. This team. This one right here. Get this one. These people are right next to me. These people are actually right next to me.
All right, welcome back to week 6 of the Spring Split by XP League. I'm your host Cody, or Code Red, and now we have switched over to our Silver League. And we'll be covering 2 matches of these talented players. And then we'll be switching over to our Plat League and covering 2 more matches. So we have 4 more matches for you guys today. We'll see exactly what these silver players have in store for us. Looks like Reckless Railway, a popular location today. A few teams here maybe looking to battle it out. They're farming up and getting their loot up right now, but they could run into each other here in a second. Looks like Lilypad might be working their way in. Actually, as I say that, Big Bang is taken down. And that Silky skill to do it. So now Gamer Point and Lilypad put in a difficult situation. 2 players versus 3. Never fun taking a fight against a trio when you're only a duo yourself. That player disadvantage could be so detrimental for your team. You can hear those shots coming through, and Rebear looking around for these players and then spot them out on top of these builds. Shots coming through. Rebear has to be careful here, and Rebear takes out one. Now looking for the second. Lilypad will be taken out as well. Susie Dragon will go down, but they'll get that res onto him. And a few eliminations to start off this match for Susie, Silky, and Princess. They've done good to find a few off the start here, and they'll capitalize on that loot, and they'll claim that location as their own. But we'll switch over here to some random players. Maple Syrup and Chill Debuse. As they rotate in here to Grim Gate and loot up this location, they'll try their best to find some loot here and put themselves in a better position for this end game. We'll try and find some more fights going on here. Looks like Dino Nuggies is a part of one. Switch over here, maybe find some remaining fights, or maybe I misread that. Maybe it wasn't Dino Nuggies. Either way, we'll take a look at Dino Nuggies, Rah Rah, and XP Frown, as they work their way into Fencing Fields. A team nearby this location. Some mythic weapons, that water bending, as well as that lightning bolt to use here. All these different mythic weapons being introduced in the game makes it that much harder to adapt to the meta, especially for these players. Since this isn't comp, the meta's a lot more, or has a lot more variability to it. It seems like these players have to be that much more on their toes to do well in these matches. Again, they'll just be farming up here. Dino Nuggies only playing with that shotgun, maybe using that lightning bolt for some long range action, but overall has to be careful of taking those types of engagements, especially with snipers in the meta. If you stand still with that lightning bolt for too long, you can be put in a difficult situation, taken out pretty easily. See Raid finding some eliminations in the chat. We'll see if we can find Raid here. String our way over, but it looks like he's cleaned up the fight, and Debuse goes down as a result. Raid, Tron, and Yuhi are able to take over this Grim Gate location. You'll see them popping some shields, healing up from that battle. But overall, decent use, and they have some wings to play with as well, and these wings have been so pivotal in these matches thus far. You see these teams utilizing them the entire time, and they're really, really good for these rotates, especially these long rotates where you're coming in from zone. They act as a launch pad that just can take you on and on forever and ever. See, Raid is able to link up with his teammate Tron again. See, Stuka also finding some eliminations in the chat. See if we can cover some of these fights. Shred Cheese taken out, and seems like we're just getting to these fights as they end. And Suka, Tibby Fibby, and V-Dub gonna be the ones to find those eliminations. Or at least that elimination. Only one player to find there, maybe looking for the rest of the team or the remaining players for that squad as they make their way up this mountain. We'll just keep panning our way around here. Puzzled Hakasaurus Rex, one of the teams around this location, flying around trying to find a little bit more loot. Puzzled low on HP, or low, at least low on shield. Definitely will be on the lookout for something like that. You see these golden bananas in use, maybe giving you a little bit more of that white HP. Puzzled's got to be careful here. Spots out that player down below. Doesn't want to be caught out here. Decides to rotate off here. Use those wings to do so. Here's those shots up to his left, and maybe just looking to regroup with his teammate. Banana being tossed out of the inventory. You can see the wings being popped yet again, and just trying to rotate off of this location. See damage coming through. Puzzled's got to be careful. Has to dive back down into the river. It's a good job of navigating that, finding that bridge to do so. These wings can be slow though. Make it difficult for you to rotate, difficult for you to get away from these fights quickly. And often a lot of these players are eliminated by getting taken out of the air. Take a look at some more teams here around zone. Cole Baz Hockey, Shadi Bugatti, and Zebu Beck here on the outskirts of zone, or at least, I know they're pretty central in zone overall, but maybe running into a fight here, at least with some AI. See those water bending tools coming out for Cole. They've got the AI of their own to play with. So they've recruited yet another player to their team, making it a little bit better for them in these fights. At least one player to distract a bit more. And they'll look around here. Nothing really to be found. Not a lot of fights going down. Only 37 players left remaining in this, so a little bit smaller than our previous gold lobbies, but it just means that the end games will be where most of the fights go down. Right now, a lot of these teams just trying to get their loot up and make sure that they have everything they need before we get too closed in here, before they get kind of shoved in together and they're forced to take these fights. You can see this vault finally going down, and Almighty Harp is going to be the one to go inside along with Connor Pirate. They want to take advantage of all this loot around this area. That alarm can be very loud and call your position out to some of these teams. And often some of these players are caught down below, but you'll see Harp taking advantage of some of these weapons. A gold drum gun. 3 purple weapons as well. Not a lot of shotgun ammo though. Has to be careful here about that. You don't want to run into a fight where you don't have a shotgun. Shotgun being the main weapon in Fortnite. A lot of these fights are started using them, or at least ended using them. See Shadi Bugatti actually finding some eliminations there in the chat yet again. We'll keep looking our way around here. V-Dub, Suka, and Tibby Fibby. Looks like they have started to make their way in towards zone here, but they might run into a team nearby. They have spotted one out, and it looks like they've tried to take some shots with these snipers. Not going to land that first one, just a little bit behind. These snipers, you have to lead your shot a bit more than that. Alright, hello and welcome back to our second match of our Silver League here in Week 6 of our Spring Split. My name is Cody or Code Red, and I will be your host for the matches today. And we will be checking out our Silver talent and how they do throughout these matches. We had an eventful first one, and now we're going to be closing our Silver matches out here. Hopefully with a bang, hopefully with another exciting match where these players are just battling it out amongst each other, fighting for these victories. It looks like Susie, Dragon, Silky Scale, and Princess are going to be starting their game off here at Reckless Railways. Already a few eliminations going down in the chat. We started with about 61 players, so keep that in mind as we play out throughout the match. We have about 58 remaining at this point. So only a few players being eliminated here at the start. Obviously, reboot's still a factor. These teams can be, or players can be brought back in this match. But after such an eventful match in our previous one, Tron dropping 12 eliminations with his team, being able to have so much impact in that match. We'll see if we can repeat that. A lot of times what happens in these matches, these players can get a little bit over-aggressive, a little bit overconfident in these fights, and eventually it leads to their demise, and they don't end up surviving as a result. So we'll see if Tron's confidence gets the better of him this match, or if he's able to keep it under wraps and can still consistently win out these fights. Switching our way over here to Zebu, Beck, and Shoddy Bugatti, who are looting up Snooty Steeps. Shockwaves to be found by Zebu. He's going to be able to use those in endgame, or at least to get away from some teams of duo, so they're going to have to maybe use a little bit more rotations than the average team would. That shouldn't be an issue for them to survive in this match. We saw duos do so well in our Apex Legends earlier stream, and we'll see if these duos can come out on top in this one as well. Taking a look back over at the map here, we'll kind of switch to some random teams. We still have that visual glitch where we don't actually get to see everybody on the map, so hopefully that's fixed by next week. But we will pan our way around here and try to go to a couple different teams that we haven't seen. One like Obsidian, Dally the Penguin, and Lil Hillbilly, as they loot up this location right outside of the Classy Coliseum. I think it's Classy Courts. Could be wrong. Yeah, Classy Courts location. You can hear that train going nearby, so maybe looking to get on top of that, get some extra loot around this area. Choosing more of a passive approach. Oh, the train actually dragging a car along. That's pretty funny. But a lot of times, some of these teams have more of a passive approach, landing on the outskirts of zone here. Not really trying to take any fights here at the beginning of the match, but eventually they'll look to do so later on, once they have the loot to do so. And especially if you're not confident in your early game fights, you're not confident playing with such small amounts of loot, or
it's probably gonna be a contested,
I guess lesser weapons. It's always a good idea. But they actually just evade yet another team that was going into that location. Ooh, they gotta be careful. Something just flying over the top there. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but they do have to be careful of teams around this location, and the train's definitely going to draw some attention. Obsidian just looks like he's firing some random shots off there, trying to see if he can get a tag or two on the players passing by, but for now, nothing is found out of it. Switching over to Shoddy Bugatti and Zebu, who just picked up a few eliminations here on the edge of zone and looking to continue to get some here. Black Shirts taken down as well. And what eliminations to find. A duo able to eliminate one of the trios in this match. That's great for them. Gives them a little bit of an advantage coming into this end game. They don't have to search for those eliminations as hard. They can play a little bit more passive here. They've already got those elimination points. And duos just continue to surprise me today. As we switch our way over here to Lily Pad. Big Bang and Gamer Points. More towards the outskirts of zone here as well. Looting up one of these locations near this lake. Just getting some more loot of some purple weapons or items on the inventory of lily pads. Some decent items to start here. And actually going to look to take out this AI, maybe get some more weapons out of it. Has to be careful there. You don't want to take too much damage from the AI. Lily pad doesn't even pop the shields yet. So has to be careful of this, and more damage even be taken, and actually taken out by another player. Shred Cheese makes their way into the location and finds those eliminations. And it looks like they clean up on all of this squad, maybe except for one of these players. But Lilypad, they just get a little bit caught off guard there. They needed to pop those shields prior to that fight, and as a result, they will go down. So Puzzled, Shred Cheese, and Hawkosaurus Rex are able to find those eliminations at the start of this match and give their team a little bit of an advantage. Continue on here. We'll look around the map, see what we can find, what teams we can see. We see Ski and Forbens along with Crips looting up this Lavish Lair, and a lot of these top teams have been landing around this location. Lavish Lair has been a pretty popular location, at least in our Platinum League. We'll see if Crips and his squad can perform out of this location just as well as those teams have been. The plethora of loot that surrounds it. Looks like they have a decent amount in their inventories at the moment. Ski, that purple drum gun, blue SMG, and blue AR, not choosing to run a shotgun in this meta, maybe playing on that controller rather than that keyboard and mouse. A lot of times we see that from those controller players. A shotgun and a gold AR for Forbens. So you see why this location is coveted so much in these matches. Is such good loot to be found here, so much ammo, shields, weapons to be found, and they can just loot up this entire area all to themselves. We take a look back here at our map. You can look around here at Raid, who's having another solid match here. 3 eliminations for himself. So players caught out in zone, so we'll see if this team capitalizes on that. Tron, no eliminations for him this match, but he had 12 in the previous. Looks like Raid has been finding those eliminations this one. Now beginning to rotate out of this location. See, that mythic shotgun just plays such a big factor, and I don't know where this team's going, but they consistently have such good loot. Pan our way over to maybe some of the other players in the squad, but see, yeah, purple weapons, blue weapons, not bad. And a mythic SMG, they have 2 mythics already for these players, so obviously landing a decent location and have some sort of plan for a rotation out of it. They've done so well to find these eliminations. I'm sure those wings play a large factor of knowing where to rotate to and what fights to take. And use it kind of to scope out the area. And this is not a team that cowers away from a fight. This is a team that likes to take those aggressive approaches on these teams and find those eliminations. So we'll see what UG, Raid, and Tron have in store for us this match, as they've already found a few eliminations. But we pan our way over here to E-Money. Takes out Jensen. E-Money and Pizza Master, a duo in this match as well, rocking that Korra skin. Hopping some more shields, getting their health back up before they're facing yet another fight. We see actually a few more teams around this location maybe taking this fight, and that's actually Tron, Raid, and usually we pan away from them, and as we pan away from them, they get taken down. Tron eliminated, Raid eliminated. Now Yuji, the only player left remaining for this squad. This is just such a difficult situation for this team. Gonna be able to get one of these players back up. You can see those minis being popped. Yuji's got to be careful here. Only real player with health left on this squad, and Yuji's really going to be tested in this situation. Raid low on HP. And Raid actually looking to take a build fight on these players. Yuji maybe Gonna support from down below, but Ray taken out yet again, and now Yuji, the only player left remaining, just hiding in some of these builds. Trying to get away maybe with these wings, but such a difficult situation for Yuji. Trying to get a res off, but not going to be able to do so. Finding some shots on the shield, and our match winners from our previous match are looking in so much trouble. Looking to find this elimination, but he's not going to be able to do so. And Jippy comes out on top. Jippy, it was a 1v1. And he comes out on top, finds those eliminations, and gives his team the win. That's such a huge squad to find those eliminations on. Jippy's going to be able to go back, res his teammate, a reboot in nearby. Can easily pop that reboot and get his teammates back in this match. As I say that, though, I think the reboot was actually just popped by another team, or at least one nearby was. You see Jippy now in some trouble himself. No more shockwaves to use. Can use that effect to get away a little bit more. But Jippy in such a difficult situation here. A solo has such good loot. It's so very difficult for him to get away from these fights. Let's pan our way around here. We'll find some more fights going on. Not Crossbow, Fish, Blinkmaster, and Magpul. Working their way around this zone as well. Maybe looking for that Volt. Doesn't look like that one's open, but these players not too shabby on loot as well. Trying to get their mats up. Hit that cap of 150. It's so hard to find metal on this map. We talked about it previously in our gold lobbies, but just as well for these silver players. They're just going to have to scavenge around the map and try and find what little metal they can get. A lot of these natural resources, like these trees, these rocks, are so easy to farm on your way into zone, but metal, you have to stop and actually find a location with some of this material that you can re-farm, making it so difficult for them to get an advantage in this match, especially if you're not landing at a location that has it. As I say that, they work their way into Rebel's Roost. They're going to farm up some of those metal fences there as well.
Yeah, just stay up here, guys. We did not.
Twitzy and Cryptic here on the edge of this lavish layer position.
We can go rift. Here, take this.
Maybe just trying to figure out exactly where they want to go from here. Zone. Pretty central on lavish layer, so they don't have to go too far. So maybe just looking to set up camp as well here.